I know this is random, you guys. I usually go live on my laptop and I'm like out and about. And I was just like, let me go live just to talk to the family. I just wanted to say happy Friday to everybody. I hope everyone is enjoying it. I don't know who is all going to come in the room because I know you guys expect me to go live at a certain time. But it's, definitely been different as of lately. But I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but sometimes when I go live, YouTube, they have a tendency to cut my live short. Hopefully this one will stay long. But it's actually drizzling outside where I am. So, like I said, I'm just out running some errands. But you guys, I was just thinking about something in regards to the narcissist. So, do any of you guys ever notice how sometimes when you are interacting with a narcissist, doesn't matter who that narc is in your life, but do you notice that sometimes they say that they're miserable, they're upset, they're jealous, envious, they're bitter, scorn, and just angry all the time, right? So what I noticed is that sometimes the narcissist will try to make you feel that way because a lot of times that's how they feel, right? And so they'll do a lot of stuff to try to get you to be angry, right? They'll do a lot of stuff to make you feel frustrated. They'll do a lot of stuff to try to make you feel rejected or try to cause you to feel the feelings like how they feel. And it's crazy because they do all this stuff and hoping that you're going to feel that way. And reality, it just really makes the narcissist feel worse. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I always say, if you don't have any reason for being in contact with them, if you don't have any children with this person, no property, no legalities, nothing kind of keeping you attached, I would say it would be best to go no contact and to stay no contact. And sometimes that could be also, the fact where you might have to cut off people that are affiliated with the narcissist, which, I mean, I know a person that actually did that to me personally, and I see why she did it now. Like years ago when it was happening back in 2012, I didn't understand why. But now I can look back and I can say, oh yeah, now I see why she did that, because when you are around a narcissist and you have, like, if you're friends with them, if you are associated with them in any way, they're always going to be manipulating, they're always going to be controlling and competing and just trying to really be deceptive and get something from a situation. You get what I'm saying? And so you just want to be careful when it comes to dealing with these type of individuals, because a lot of them, they really don't mean you any well. I know it's hard to say that, right? And it's difficult, especially if the narcissist is a person that maybe you have known them for years, or maybe you used to them being a certain way, and someone's telling you like, hey, this person did this, hey, this person did that. You get what I'm saying? And so you're like, what are you talking about? Like, I know this person, they wouldn't do that, or they're not capable, they're so sweet, they're so kind. It's like, no, you don't. You don't really know them how you think you might know them. And I've seen, like, just being around narcissists a lot of part of my life, I've seen the mask slip, I've seen the mask come down, I see what they're capable of doing, and how they're able to deceive people, lie to people, lie on people, mistreat people, abuse them behind the scenes, abuse them behind closed doors. Where they'll stalk people, they'll harass people, they'll gang stalk individuals, or they'll like try to get in touch with a person, and if it's by a third party or by emails or whatever the case may be. So, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. But yes, I hope that this makes sense. I was actually thinking about something, y'all. Y'all can tell me, let me know if y'all feel, if the narcissist has done stuff like this to you, or do you feel like maybe the narcissist is miserable and they're trying to make you miserable? Or let's say a narcissist is your enemy and you don't even know that person. Narcissist is quote unquote trying to beef with you, and you don't even know that person from a can of paint. So sometimes you may have things like that going on. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm just hopping on here. I'm not going to be on here for too long. I just thought I'd make this message for those that could be dealing with individuals that have NPD, or maybe you've been no contact with an for a while, that's good. Like if you've been no contact with a narc, keep up the great work. Stay no contact. The more you're in contact with them, the worse it will get for you. And for those that have children with a narcissist, you got to be really careful with your babies, because the narcissist definitely, not only you already know the type of damage that they can do to an adult. Just imagine the type of damage that they can do to a child. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, for those of you that grew up in narcissistic households, you know how your parents were. And luckily, my immediate parents were not narcissists. But, at the age of 17 up until age 22, I had the experience of living in a narcissistic household. And it's not pretty, you guys. It's not. I'm just being honest. I find myself having firsthand experience of dealing with these individuals, and it's dangerous. It really is dangerous, and not only will it have a short-term effect on a person, but it also will have a long-term effect on the individual as well. So you got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, and you have to understand what you're dealing with. And that's what my whole thing is like, as long as you understand who and what you're dealing with, it makes it easier for you to be able to manage what's going on. So that's why I always recommend, like, hey, study the narcissist, study quote unquote your enemy, because I'm pretty sure the narcissist is quote unquote trying to study you, right? And it's just like, for what? Like, you know but it's good to understand, people that have NPD, because you will understand their behaviors to you. You will understand their attitudes. You understand like their abuse. You'll understand the interaction, and it won't like make you shocked or make you confused, or it won't make you feeling confused, because a lot of times I know former victims, that's the biggest thing, when it comes to dealing with a narcissist. A lot of times it causes them confusion. They have a lot of questions. They have a lot of like fears. They have a lot of doubts. They have a lot of worries. They have a lot of concerns about the future. They have concerns about the past. And I get it. It's a normal reaction. You get what I'm saying? But you just want to make sure you're understanding, first off, that you're dealing with an individual that does not care about you. They have no empathy, no sympathy for you. You could fall off the face of the earth and they would probably laugh about it. That's how twisted, wicked, and evil they are. You get what I'm saying? And some of them will actually go to depths as to do spell work. Some of them will do spell work, they'll do rituals and things like that, and they'll get other people involved. You get what I'm saying? So you do have things like that going on. And yeah, like it's crazy, because I was telling you guys I'm working on a project, and it actually is talking about the experience that I actually dealt with in a work environment where I was harassed and gang stalked on a daily basis by an individual. So we'll kind of talk a little bit more about that, but I'm looking forward to the project that I'm going to be working on, because you know um it's really going to help a lot of people. And I feel like a lot of people need to know, like, you get what I'm saying? A lot of people need recovery. A lot of people really need to understand, like, hey, these are these type of people that are out here. And I'm not gonna say that, I mean, well, one person was like, oh, Joy, you live in a bubble. Actually told me that many years ago, when I used to have dealings with him back in 2010. He was like, Joy, you live in a bubble. And I actually thought it was quite funny at that time. But I think what he was saying is, like, he was saying, like, there's other people out there in the world that you need to know and to understand, which is actually pretty true. Like, it's good to know the type of people that you could run into, so that way you know how to handle them, you can know how to manage, you can know how to cope, and you will gain awareness and also understanding of a situation. And like I always say, not internalize it and not make it about you. Instead, just understand, unfortunately, there's good people in the world and there's bad people, and sometimes you may run into bad people. And it's not to say that you're a bad person. It's not to say it was your fault or that you've done anything wrong in particular. It's just to say that they just happen to run into you, and you just happen to be their target at the moment. Or maybe they just feel like they want to take something out on you, like and I tell you guys this, like, the narcissist likes to scapegoat their victims, right? Or people that they view as an enemy, or somebody that they're quote unquote fake beefing with. Like, You get what I'm saying? So sometimes the narcissist will, choose certain people. The sun just came out, Lord. I might have to put my umbrella up, y'all. Hold on. I'm about to put my umbrella up because the sun just came out. I don't know who's all gonna see this. Hold on, y'all. Let me put on my umbrella because it's hot. Okay, y'all. So I got my umbrella because it's hot, and I be trying to keep like from sweating because like when I'm out and about, you guys, when I'm running my errands, I don't like to sweat. So that's why I have my umbrella up. So when the sun goes down, I'm gonna put it down. But you guys, but yes, just keep in mind. I just want you to remember that the narcissist is going to try to make you feel how they feel. And again, it's not anything that you've done. And remember, a lot of times when a narcissist is doing stuff like this, it's not even your feelings per se, right? So sometimes the narcissist, like I said, can make you feel a different variety of emotions, right? But I just want you to remember that, it was an experience for you, right? Hopefully you took away something from the situation. Hopefully you learned a lesson from the experience of dealing with the narcissist, because you will learn a lot. I'll be honest, you'll learn a lot. Y'all tell me what you guys think. Share with me some of your thoughts and feelings on this topic here. Do you guys feel that the narcissist is, trying to make you mad or trying to make you feel rejected, like how they feel? Or maybe they try to make you feel like no one likes you, or like you're isolated, or whatever the case is. Like, did a narcissist ever try to make you feel this way? And I'll be honest, like, my auntie, like when I was living with her for a couple years, like they will do that. The narcissist will do things because they feel insecure, right? They feel not good enough. They feel maybe that they didn't live up to their fullest potential, and especially the narc parents, they really hate for their children to, have their own individual life. They hate for them to think for themselves. The narcissist wants full control over their children. Of course, they got to have control over their spouse, obviously, but they have to have control over everyone that's like in their immediate circle, because that gives the narcissist a sense of power, right? It gives them a sense of false self, and it gives them a sense of false superiority, right? Because that's what the narcissist is all about. And so when you don't feed the ego of the narcissist, that just makes them upset, right? So I just want you guys to be mindful of that and be aware, and just do your best to feel how the narcissist wants you to feel, right? Do the opposite of what the narcissist wants you to do, because again, just because someone is miserable does not mean you have to be miserable with them, right? And so I just wanted to reiterate that. And also, like I said, I did want to do a video on talking about narcissistic couples. Anybody out there know anybody that's in a narcissistic couple connection? You guys have to let me know. Um, like I said, I always use the example of my auntie and the male narc. I think that they would have made an interesting couple, because they were both narcissistic and they were both controlling and they were both bad mouthing each other, which I thought was crazy. And, they both played it smooth. I will say that they both played it smooth, but they were both manipulative and they were both abusive, right? So that was an interesting situation. But anyway, I'm gonna cut this video short. I just wanted to just reassure you guys that, if you were maybe feeling down, or you're feeling depressed, or maybe you feel insecure, not good enough, just understand that that may not be your feelings, because a lot of you guys, maybe you watch this and you're an empathic individual, and you feel the feelings of others. You have a lot of sympathy for others, and you feel emotions that other people may not know why they feel that way. You may understand that and you feel that. So I just want you to be sure that you're working on your recovery. Like I always say, it's good to, heal and recover and do the inner work, because, when you are around toxic individuals, they will project on you. That's another thing. The narcissist is always going to be projecting on you. So remember, the better that you can heal yourself, the more you will just brush it off. And you're just like, that's not me, that's you. Like, you get what I'm saying? And you would be able to just get a better sense of self, and build up your sense of self-esteem and your self-worth, because without healing, you will believe the lies of the narcissist. You will fall victim to their abuse. You will fall victim to their games and their deception and their lies and the things that they project onto their victims, right? So the narcissist is counting on you to have a low self-esteem. The narcissist is counting on you to be low vibrational. So the more you are not low vibrational, the more that the narcissist is not going to be able to get anything out of you, because the only thing that they want is a reaction, right? They want to have some sort of power over you, or maybe they want to beef with you or something like that. And it's like, you don't even know that person. Like what are you talking about? Like, you get what I'm saying? So, but it happens, right? It happens. So hopefully this was a good video, you guys. Make sure that you give this video a like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Love you guys. Bye.